Greetings from Mrs. Greenslit's remote teaching station here at her house. We're going to do some more math today, multiply by 8, so get your things ready. We'll get started. We're going to do multiply by 8, chapter 8, lesson 4, pages 449 to 454. As always, you'll need a pencil, counters, and your multiplication chart, as well as your pages. Chapter 8, Lesson 4, Multiply by 8. This is what the first page of your packet should look like. Math in My World, Example 1. There are 6 trees along a street. In each tree there are 8 birds. How many birds are there altogether? Find 6 times 8. Each tree has a group of 8 birds. Draw an array. So you'll have 6 rows with 8 in each row. Another way is to draw a picture. Use an X for each bird. So on each tree, put an X for each bird. So each tree will have 8 X's. So here, this is how your array should look. 6 rows with 8 in each row. And here you have 8 birds in each tree. Math in My World, Example 1. On the other page, you drew an array and you drew a picture. Here, they're showing you the math part of it. So 6 times 8 equals unknown. Multiplication can be written horizontally or vertically. So this right here would be a multiplication sentence, and this is a multiplication problem like what you have on flashcards. There are unknown birds altogether. The commutative property shows that 6 times 8 has the same product as 8 times 6. So these two products, answers, will be the same. I also told you a little rhyme about 6 times 8, and maybe you remember that answer. So 6 times 8 is 48. It can be written either way, horizontally or vertically. There are 48 birds altogether, so 8 times 6 or 6 times 8 both will equal 48, which is one of my favorite numbers because it's the number of my favorite driver in NASCAR, which is Jimmie Johnson. Math in My World, Example 2. Pearl counted 5 honeybees on each of 8 flowers. How many honeybees are there altogether? Write a number sentence with a symbol for the unknown. When you look at this array, and they've made array with bees instead of squares or dots, you can see that they have decomposed 8 into 4 plus 4. So here you have an array of 5 times 4, and here you have another array of 5 times 4. So on the last slide you had the picture of the array made out of honeybees, and now you have the math. So find 5 times 8 equals unknown. Decompose 8 into equal addends of 4 plus 4. So here you have 5 times 8 equals 5 times 4 plus 5 times 4. 5 times 4 equals 20. 5 times 4 equals 20. 20 plus 20 would equal 40. So 5 times 8 equals 40. The unknown is 40. There are 40 honeybees. Guided practice. Complete the steps to find 7 times 8. Label the array. So let's do that. How many rows do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. So 7 times how many in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4. 7 again times 4 we have here in pink. Double a known fact. 7 times 4 equals 28. plus 7 times 4 equals 28. 28 plus 28 equals 56. Independent practice. Double a known fact to find each product. Here you have 3 times 8 equals unknown. So you're going to decompose the 8 into the factors of 4 and 4. So 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 times 4 equals 12. 12 plus 12 equals 24. On number 4, they have 10 times 8. Now, because we've studied the tens a lot at school before we left for this long extended break, you might already know 10 times 8 and you won't have to decompose it. If you do, 10 times 4 equals 40, plus 10 times 4 equals 40, and 40 plus 40 equals 80. Down here you have 8 times 8. So I want you to try this one on your own. It would be 8 times 4 equals unknown. 8 times 4 equals unknown, and add those two products together. On number 6, you'll do the same thing. You'll decompose the number 8 again. 9 is odd, so you can't decompose 9. So you'll say 9 times 4 equals unknown. 9 times 4 equals unknown. Add those two products together and you'll get the answer. And remember, you can pause this at any time so you can do the work and then see the answers. So here we did the first number 3 together. Number 4, 80. On number 5, 4 times 8 is 32, plus 32 equals 64. 9 times 4 equals 36. 36 plus 36 equals 72. Independent practice. Use the commutative property to find each product. Write a related multiplication fact. 1 times 8 equals 8. And on this line, you would switch these two factors around, so it would say 8 times 1 equals 8. On number 8, 0 times 8 equals 0. So you'd switch these two factors around, and now it will say 8 times 0 equals 0. 6 times 8 equals 48. And now you'll switch these two factors around and write 8 times 6 equals 48. 7 times 8 equals unknown. You can use counters, look on your chart, or maybe you've remembered this one. And then you're going to write it using the commutative property. 8 times 7 equals unknown. Number 11, 2 times 8 equals unknown. And you will write 8 times 2 equals unknown. 4 times 8 equals, and then 8 times 4 equals. And here are your answers. This is the commutative property. 1 times 8 or 8 times 1 both equal 8. 0 times 8 or 8 times 0 both equal 0. 6 times 8 or 8 times 6 both equal 48. 7 times 8 or 8 times 7 both equal 56. 2 times 8 or 8 times 2 both equal 16. 4 times 8 or 8 times 4 both equal 32. Independent practice, algebra. Find each unknown factor. Use the commutative property. 8 times unknown equals 64. Unknown times 8 equals 64. You look it up, figure it out, put your answer right here. Unknown times 1 equals 8, or 1 times unknown equals 8. Put your answer right here. Number 15, 8 times blank equals 72. Really, instead of blank, unknown times 8 equals 72. And put your answer right here. Eight times 8 is 64. This is the same because they're using 8 and 8. I know you know this one. 8 times 1 equals 8. And 8 times 9, or 9 times 8, both equal 72. Independent practice. Multiply. 16, 17, 18, and 19. Count it out. Use counters. Skip count. Use your multiplication chart. You figure out these answers. Zero times 8 is 0. Number 17, 8 times 3 equals 24. Number 18, 5 times 8 equals 40. Number 19, 6 times 8 equals 48. Problem solving, processes and practices. Make a plan. Use the following information to solve exercises 20 through 22. Mrs. Miller's class of 8 students want to have 1 or more classroom pets. If each student brought in 3 goldfish, how many goldfish would they have in the classroom? So start with how many students, write that on the line, times how many goldfish each person brought in, and then look it up on your chart, and that's how many goldfish you'll have. So I would prefer if you wrote 8 times 3 equals 24 goldfish. Problem solving, processes and practices. Number 21. Mrs. Miller's class of 8 students want to have 1 or more classroom pets. If each student brought in 2 hamsters, how many hamsters would they have in the classroom? So start with how many students times how many hamsters equals total number of hamsters. Again, I'd prefer if you wrote 8 times 2 equals 16 hamsters. Brain builders. Make a plan. Use the following information to solve number 22. Mrs. Miller's class of 8 students want to have 1 or more classroom pets. A pet store charges $10 for a lizard. If each student pays $5 and Mrs. Miller pays $20, how many lizards would they be able to purchase? So let's first find out how much money the students are paying. So 8 times $5, right, equals $40. Add that to how much money Mrs. Miller is donating. So she's going to pay 20 and they already have 40. So 20 plus 40 equals $60. So blank or unknown times $10 equals $60. That will tell you how many lizards they can purchase. And they can purchase 6 lizards because 6 times $10 equals $60. You could also divide and say $60 divided by $10 equals 6 lizards. Brain builders number 23. Processes and practices. 2. Use number sense. The row that represents the products of 8 from the multiplication table is shown below. So that's what they have right here. Describe one pattern in the products of 8. Well, yes, they're counting by 8, but let's look. 0, 8, 16, 24, 32. Look, 0, 0 in the ones, 8, 8 in the ones, 6, 6. 4, 4, 2. How are they all ending? In the ones, there's always an even number. If you added 8 to 80, what would you get? Right, 88. So these are the next three numbers in the row. 88, and then add 8 to 88, and you would get 96, and then add 8 to 96, and you get 104. So did the pattern continue? Do these numbers fit the pattern? Yes, indeed. The products of 8 are always even. The pattern will continue because 8 is even. An even number times any number is always even. And yes, it fits the pattern because they're even, but it also goes 8, 6, 4 as the numbers in the ones. Brain Builders number 24. Building on the essential question. When would I choose to decompose a multiplication fact rather than draw a picture? So think about, when would it be hard to draw a picture or to make an array? When you use large numbers, it takes too much time to draw arrays or use counters to represent large numbers. So when you're using large numbers, it would be better to decompose a number. Here we are on the My Homework section. Make sure you look at the homework helper at the top of the page in case you need any assistance with this. This says for numbers 1 and 2, double a known fact to find each product. So you're looking for the unknown of 5 times 8. So you're going to decompose the 8 because that's an even number. So 5 times 4 equals, you write the answer there, 5 times 4 equals, and then put your two answers plus the other answer equals what 5 times 8 would be. On number 2, you're going to decompose the 8 again. You're looking for 4 times 8 equals unknown. 4 times 4 equals, put that answer there. 4 times 4 equals, put that answer there. Add them up, and you'll get the right answer. So 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 4 equals 20. 5 times 4 equals 20. 20 plus 20 is 40. Number 2, 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 4 equals 16. 4 times 4 equals 16. 16 plus 16 equals 32. My homework, algebra. Find each unknown, use the commutative property. So 8 times unknown equals 40. Unknown times 8 equals 40. So you can use counters or look on your chart or double a known fact to find the answer. Number 4, unknown times 8 equals 56, or 8 times the unknown equals 56. Again, use your chart or counters to figure it out. Number 5, 2 times 8 equals unknown, or 8 times 2 equals unknown. The unknown is, this is like 8 doubled, so 8 plus 8 equals the same number as 2 times 8. 8 times unknown equals 64, or unknown times 8 equals 64. The unknown is number 3, 8 times 5, or 5 times 8 equals 40. Number 4, 7 times 8, or 8 times 7 equals 56. Number 5, 2 times 8, or 8 times 2 equals 16. And 8 times 8 equals 64. 7, 8, 9, and 10, this is multiplication. I'd like you to try it, and then you can check it with your multiplication chart, and you can fix it. So number 7 is 1 times 8. Number 8, 8 times 9. Number 9, 8 times 0. And number 10, 3 times 8. 1 times 8 equals 8. 8 times 9 equals 72. 8 times 0 is 0. 3 times 8 equals 24. My homework, Brain Builders, Processes and Practices. Use symbols. Write a multiplication sentence with a symbol for the unknown. Then solve. There were 5 dolphins and 2 whales swimming around a tour boat. Each animal circled the boat 8 times. What is the total number of times all the animals circled the boat? Well, what is the total number of animals that you have? 5 dolphins and 2 whales. So 5 plus 2. So you have 7 animals times 8 equals the unknown. 7 times 8 equals unknown, which equals 56 times they circled the boat. My homework, Brain Builders, Processes and Practices, number 12. Use symbols, write a multiplication sentence with a symbol for the unknown, then solve. Cameron worked 8 hours at the coffee shop. He earned the same amount in tips and wages each hour. At the end of his shift, Cameron had $32 in tips and $64 in wages. How much money did he earn each hour? So first we're going to add up how much money he earned in total. So add up $32 plus $64. And when you add that up, you'll get $96. So 8 times unknown equals 96. And if you look on your multiplication chart, that'd be the easiest way to find this. So 8 times unknown equals 96 would be $12 an hour he earned. My homework, Brain Builders, number 13, test practice. Stuart knows spiders have 8 legs, which shows a known fact Stuart can double to find the number of legs on 7 spiders. So which is a fact he can double to find out how many legs are on 7 spiders? I'd like you to take a chance, put your pencil there on your paper or fill in the dot, and now I'll show you the answer. He would be able to double 4 times 7 equals 28, and if he had 4 times 7 equals 28 again, that would be 8 times 7. So that's the answer there. Again, I'm glad you joined me for doing math. It's always easier when we do these things together, and hopefully I'll get to see you soon. Have a great day.